Good morning. Today is going to be a good day. The concrete from last week, go watch my video yesterday, the day before. I talked about how they were pouring some concrete in a basement. So now we can frame up some walls. And I love framing walls. It's a lot of fun. Construction is a lot of fun. I started buying my own tools because I'm serious. I'm going to pursue this. But that's not what yesterday was. Yesterday was Sunday. And my plan was to play a little blackjack on Sunday. So I woke up, I did my laundry, I sipped my mushroom coffee, just kind of like chilled, got myself warmed up, woken up, just alert. I'm way back cutting the weed amount that I smoke. So if I knew Sunday I was going to play blackjack, Saturday early evening, I just cut out the weed because I was like, okay, we need my brain to be as alert as possible. I added supplements to my supplement stack. I'm taking this crap seriously, and it's paying off because yesterday I spent only 3 hours at the casino. I was ready to spend 6, 7, 8 like a normal work day, but I spent 3 hours there and I made about $180. I bought in for $100 and I left with $280. Take out about $10 for Red Bull and gas. So I made $170 in 3 hours. Not bad. I had a really good session. And part of me was like, you know what? Just like, don't be greedy. Just take a little bit of some winnings and go home. Well, home. I actually ended up just doing more delivery work yesterday. Walmart Spark had an incentive. If you complete 5 deliveries, you get an extra $22. So by the time I left the casino, I had already done my laundry. I'd already won $170. It was about 3 p.m. I was like, I can get 5 deliveries in before it's too late. And I did. I got 5 deliveries in. And I had time to do yoga and it wasn't a hot shower, but it was a warm shower, which is better than a cold or no shower. So yesterday I made, like about $300, not working super hard. But that was fun. I got a shower in, I got my yoga in, which just sets me up for the manual labor work this week. It's probably going to be a full work week. I hope that would be nice. So that felt really good. I just want to tell one story. I would say a third of my winnings came on like one blackjack hand. Blackjack, if you don't know, if you have 2 of the same up cards, you can split them, so you get like a whole nother hand. And so I had 2 7s against the dealer 7, which is a split situation. So I split, and I got another 7. So I split, and I got another 7. So I split again. So I had 4 hands out at this point. And out of the 4 hands, 2 of them were actually doubles. So you can double your bet, and you get only 1 more card. Right? And then the hand is done. So 4 hands out there, 2 of them were doubles. I won all 4. The dealer busted. And it was like the craziest. I think I was $5, $10 bets, but having 4 hands, having the 3 splits was one of the craziest hands I've ever done. And then the last hand, the count was high, and I was like, yeah, let's throw a bigger bet out there. And so I threw like a $25 bet out there. And it ended up, I think, being another double situation. So I doubled, got a really crappy hand, but still got lucky and won. And I was like, okay, I got lucky on that double. I'm leaving. I'm up. I feel like I have gone from 90 to 91% of the way there. And now for my career to get from 91 to 98, 99, because you'll never be at 100%, right? But you should be getting as close to 100% as possible. Every session from here on out is going to be like 0.5% to 0.25% of improvement. I've made the big jumps that I needed to make to determine if this was viable or not. And it absolutely is viable. Now it's the slogging time. I don't know where I heard that word. It might have been one of the British podcasters that I listened to. But like it's been in my brain, and it is the perfect word to slog, to just like work hard and arduously, like just for little bits of progress, because that's what a good card counter should do, is that you really should be doing minimum bets until you get to a good count. That's hard to do because you got pit bosses watching, and if you jump from a minimum to I've never done this, but I will eventually go from like minimum bets to like maybe doing $100 bet, a $200 bet someday. And that's when you really start drawing attention to yourself. But other than that, it was really cool because after the casino, I took some of my winnings and I had a little extra cash just in case, because I was anticipating to buy in for more than 100. But I went and I paid a little bit on my Home Depot credit card that I just opened, because I told you I was starting to buy tools for this construction thing. Paid a little on my Home Depot card, paid a little on my Best Buy card, both of which are no interest if paid off within full. So I'm not stressed about it, but like the sooner I get them paid off, the better. And so I made those payments. I made my van payment. I'm mostly caught up with all my bills. I still have one credit card that's like holding a $2,000 balance that I really should attack, and I have a plan of attack for it. I'll be doing some dog sitting in like 2 weeks. So I might ask my boss here to be like, hey, let's like underpay me for the next week or two. So that way in 2 weeks, you can overpay me. And so if I get that overpayment plus my dog sitting cash, plus I'll be doing the deliveries while doing the dog sitting, I think if I combine all of those, I might be able to pay off most of that $2,000 credit card debt. I also, though, unfortunately have about a $2,600 bill, maybe more, $2,800, Tractor Supply Company. When I took the promotion to the assistant manager role, I got a bonus, but part of the bonus was you have to stay with the company for 2 years. I left after 1 year, so I have to pay back half of that bonus, which is going to be about $2,800. And I just haven't even been thinking about that. It's been in my brain, but I have not been game planning or strategizing, because you know what? Like, fuck Tractor Supply. Not fuck Tractor Supply. Just my boss really ruined it for me. Unfortunately, because I liked the job, and I would have loved to have been a store manager for Tractor Supply. And I'm not ruling out going back to like either Tractor Supply or even Home Depot. I was like, shit, man, what if I applied to Home Depot? I might just start doing some store manager or assistant store manager applications. And I feel ready to be a store manager. I know retail pretty well. I know leadership pretty well. It's just about finding all the right variables. The last 10, 15 years has really been a push about getting women in management. That's where I'll leave that. But I think companies are now saying, you know what? We just want the right managers. We don't care what gender or what race they are, because a lot of retailers aren't doing so hot, right? The economy, we're in a recession. Nobody wants to admit that or acknowledge that, but it's the entire thing is fake. Like, all the illusion is crumbling, and those of us who know that's what's going on, we're not stressing about it. But I think even talking about once I become more successful, talking about the fact that I am a professional blackjack player might help, because I track all of my data like a business. I have a profit and loss ledger. I account for all of my expenses. I look at, my averages. I have a background in data analytics. And so I have a background in data analytics. I have a background in leadership. I have experience running teams. I have experience navigating stressful situations and maintaining most of my composure. I'll say most, because if you watch my videos, particularly from about like 2 years ago, I think was when I was peak losing my mind, peak just angry, and peak emotional. I'll say it. I would say I was pretty volatile, but this was, like when the fake plague was in full swing, or it was maybe winding down. But man, I'm not going to let this go. I am not going to let this fake plague go. Not for a very long time. Not until more people wake up to what happened and what is happening. However, Simultaneously, I am going to continue to cultivate joy and love and compassion into as many of the things that I do, because that is the path out. The anger will always be there, but transmuting it into a love for the planet and my community, that's the path out. Like, for example, last week, one of the neighbors up the road here at this job site had a big pile of dirt, and he came down because we have a big dirt mess in our project. He's like, hey, you want some dirt? And we're like, yeah, sure. You know, we can't really move it for you because, you know, that's labor, that's money. I ended up actually just moving it for him. The boss did decide to pay me for it, but there was not much work left at the job site, and I didn't want to be done for the day. So I was like, I'll just do it, whatever. If the boss doesn't want to pay me, fine. Because why should the boss pay me to move someone else's, to help someone else? But I thought it was a community endeavor. I was like, you know what? If this was my neighborhood, I would have no qualms doing it, because that's community. That's how you build community. And the guy was super thankful. And we also give him a lot of our offcuts. So he's got a ton of fucking wood for his backyard. Yeah, he says he just loves campfires, and I don't blame him. You know, I don't blame him. So it was just a really good feeling. Even though it's not like my community, it's you bring community wherever you go. You bring love, you bring joy wherever you go. And I'm getting better at that, and it feels really good. So yesterday was a good day. Today's going to be a good day. I don't mean to like brag or boast anyone who sees this. Like, I'm smiling, and I get it that if you're in a struggling place, it might suck. But if you go watch my older videos, you'll know that I slogged through some shit to get here. And I'm still not like fully there. There's still a lot of work left. I'm going to have down days, and I'm going to share them with you. But for the rest of you, you got to push through. We can do this. We're going to win. Nobody watches these, but I don't know. I still like doing it. I'm going to end the video there. Much love.